Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 2월 24일 월요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. It's the beginning of another great week, and we're already approaching the end of February. With spring already on the horizon, we seek to hear, see, and even taste fresh and renewed things, such as hearing our very own number one folk song play at internationally famous landmarks. 미국의 국립 사적지로 지정된 시카고 근교 소재 종탑에서 한국 전통음악 아리랑이 울려 퍼질 예정입니다. 시카고 북서 교회 도시 나일스의 명물 The Leaning Tower of Niles, 나일스의 사탑 종 관리를 맡은 커뮤니티 벨 애드보케트는 최근 새 단장을 마친 종탑이 연주할 친숙한 곡들을 선정 중이며 이 안에 아리랑을 포함시킬 예정이라고 밝혔는데요. 흔히 시카고의 피사의 사탑으로 불리는 나일스 사탑은 86년 전인 1934년 지역 사업가가 직원용 공원에 있던 유틸리티 타워를 이탈리아 피사의 사탑을 본딴 조형물로 탈바꿈시킨 것입니다. 나일스 시 측은요, 올봄 다양한 축하 행사를 열고 타종과 연주를 다시 시작할 계획이라고 전했습니다. With that in mind, here's a quiz question. The original Leaning Tower of Pisa is located in where? 1번 Italy, 2번 Nigeria, 3번 Fiji. 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 오늘 준비한 선물 아침 수프 세트 보내드리겠습니다. 또 여러분의 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 반디 게시판 무료로 이용할 수 있고요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045 보내주시면 되겠습니다. Now let's start the show by greeting the one and only Steve, who's sitting right next to me. Good morning.
Good Monday morning to you. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Steve?
I'm okay, thank you. How was the weekend?
It was restful. I spent the whole weekend at home.
Well, that sounds great.
What did you do?
Pretty much the same thing. Met up with some friends for a nice dinner. Friends that I hadn't seen for a while, and that's always
nice.
fun, right?
Yeah.
You don't get to do it very often. You know, my schedule is relatively free compared to my friends who have small children. Mm-hmm. It's very, very difficult for them to just come out and hang out, right?
Yeah.
So it's usually maybe a twice a year occasion.
Right.
And we had one of those on the weekend, so it was fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to know how you're doing this morning. Let us know. 여러분도 주말에 어떻게 지내셨는지 사연으로 보내주시면 좋겠습니다.
You are looking very well rested, I must say.
Yes, and I put on a bit of makeup. Always makes a big difference.
Nice.
All right, so let's start off today, as we've been doing for the past few weeks, by talking about some of the preventative measures, that is, against the novel coronavirus.
Yes, let's do that. Let's talk about the types of masks.
Yes.
This is information that maybe you've heard it before, but it's good to keep going over this as a reminder, considering what's going on these days, right? So as advised by experts, the masks found on the market include those for health and those for general industrial purposes. Health mask products are those marked with KF80 or KF94 and KF99. Now, the KF stands for Korea filter, and the number means particle blocking performance. The KF80, they say, can protect the respiratory system from particle-borne harmful substances such as yellow dust and fine dust by blocking more than 80% of fine particles, measuring 0.6. I don't know how you say that term after the number. Anyway, it's how they judge it. The KF94, the KF99 can protect the respiratory tract from infectious sources such as yellow dust and fine dust by blocking even smaller particles.
네, 그렇습니다. 마스크의 종류에 대해서 다시 한번 안내를 드렸습니다. 보통은 이제 보건용 마스크 그리고 일반 마스크가 있는데요. 보건용 마스크는 앞에 KF가 붙어 있죠. Korea Filter의 약자입니다. 이 숫자가 높을수록 황사와 미세먼지 차단하는 퍼센티지가 높아지는 거고요. 80이라고 써 있으면은 미세먼지를 이제 0.6 크기의 미세 입자를 80 퍼센트 이상 차단하는 것입니다. 이 단위는 여기서 마이크로미터가 되겠습니다.
So the masks, they say, are effective in preventing viruses and other diseases, but some of them can be uncomfortable with breathing. So experts have emphasized that it would be better to wear a health mask that can prevent fine dust. However, regular masks are also effective in preventing harmful particles from entering the body. Regular masks made of cotton, for example, can be washed and reused from time to time. But masks can also be useless if they are not worn properly. So you should adjust the wire around the nose to fit the contour of your face, and that means that you should press hard around your nose and wear it to cover the nose and mouth area.
네, 그렇습니다. 마스크를 또 아주 잘 착용하는 것이 중요한데요. 보통 보건용 마스크는 바이러스 차단하는데 굉장히 효과적이지만 숨 쉬는 데는 불편할 수가 있다는 점 기억해 주시고요. 보통 이제 마스크를 미세먼지 차단하는 그런 보건용 마스크를 쓰면 더 좋겠지만 이와 상관없이 일반 마스크라도 안 쓰는 것보다는 쓰는 것이 중요하다고 전문가들은 강조합니다. 특히 신종 코로나 같은 경우에는요. 공기로 감염되는 게 아니기 때문에 일반 면 마스크도 잘 빨아서 쓴다면은 효과가 있다고 합니다. All right, well, those were some tips. We'll get to updates on the coronavirus in our headlines. Speaking of which, we're going to start today's show with the global headlines now. 이제 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
A recent study has suggested that the seafood market in the Chinese city of Wuhan might not be the sole source of COVID-19.
코로나19의 발원지로 알려진 중국 후베이성 우한의 수산시장이 유일한 발원지가 아닐 수 있다는 주장이 제기됐습니다.
Russia has denied allegations by the U.S. that it is spreading disinformation about the new coronavirus outbreak on social media.
러시아가 소셜미디어를 통해 고의로 코로나19 관련 허위 정보를 유포하고 있다는 미국의 주장이 제기된 가운데 러시아는 즉각 반박하고 나섰습니다.
U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders has won the Nevada caucus, giving him momentum in his bid for the Democratic presidential nomination.
버니 샌더스 상원의원이 미국 민주당의 대선 후보 3차 경선인 네바다주 코커스에서 압승했습니다.
A violent police strike in the northeastern Brazilian state of Ceará has resulted in several casualties.
브라질 북동부 세아라주에서요. 경찰의 파업을 틈타 강력 사건이 잇따르면서 대규모 인명 피해가 발생하고 있습니다. You can listen to those headlines again free of charge by going to our website. 모닝 스페셜 홈페이지에 들어가시면은요. 방금 읽어드린 헤드라인 무료로 다시 들으실 수 있습니다. Let's go over the headlines.
Headline number one this morning. A recent study has suggested that the seafood market in the Chinese city of Wuhan might not be the sole source of COVID-19.
코로나19의 발원지로 알려진 중국 후베이성 우한의 수산시장이 유일한 발원지가 아닐 수 있다는 주장이 제기됐습니다.
So a recent study conducted by a group of Chinese scientists has found further genome evidence to prove that the seafood market in Wuhan is not the source of the novel coronavirus. That's a claim that was first made in a paper published in something called The Lancet. So it was done by researchers from Xishuangbana Tropical Botanical Garden of Chinese Academy of Sciences, also South China Agricultural University and Chinese Institute for Brain Research. It was published on Saturday. And in the study, genetic data suggests that the virus was introduced from somewhere else and had already circulated widely among people in Wuhan before December 2019, probably beginning in mid to late November, they say.
Mm-hmm. We're looking at some possibilities that you're saying outside of China as well. Maybe that might include countries like Australia, France, Japan. We may not know at this time, but certainly we're seeing samples of a similar virus.
The seafood market facilitated the virus transmission, they say, to buyers and spread to the whole city on a large scale in early December 2019. That's corresponding to the estimated population expansion time the study does show. But what researchers did was they collected the genome-wide data from 93 new coronavirus samples shared on GSED EpiFlu. That's an international database that stores information about the influenza virus to study the evolution and human-to-human transmission of the virus over the past 2 months. And among the 93 samples, which were taken from 12 countries across 4 continents, 54 were collected from China before January 22nd, and the rest of the 39 samples were taken from Australia, like you said, France, Japan, and the United States after that said date. This is a really pressing issue for scientists right now to lock down the origin of this virus.
네, 그렇습니다. 이번 논문, 논문 발표에 따르면, 유전자 측면에서 봤을 때 이제 과연 발원지가 어디냐 이것이 지금 논란이 되고 있는데요. 발병지로 거론되고 있는 이 우한의 수산시장이 원천이 아닐 수도 있다. 어쩌면은 다른 지역에서 이 시장으로 유입이 되고 나서 그 다음에 이 시장을 통해 대규모로 바이러스가 전파됐을 수도 있다. 즉 발원지는 다른 곳이었을 수도 있다라는 가능성이 논문을 통해서 학자들에 의해 지금 제기가 된 것입니다.
Yeah, they're saying that this, or what they found is that they could have maybe limited the spread of this. And the reason they think so is because 2 sudden population expansions of the coronavirus were found in the study before February 12th, with the latest expansion date being January 6th. And that's when the National Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, issued a second-level emergency response. But researchers are saying that that response from the CDC, it just served as a warning, but it failed to arouse wider public attention. Otherwise, the number of cases spreading nationally and globally in mid to late January, they're saying that could have been a lot lower.
네, 논문은요, 또 물론 처음 2달간은 우한 지역에서 폭발적으로 확진자가 늘어났지만 어쩌면은 이제 광둥성 또는 다른 지역에서 감염돼서 이렇게 퍼진 것일 수도 있다라는 얘기를 논문에서 하고 있습니다. What's the overall count around the world?
77,000, I think, is the number that I saw of confirmed cases, over 77,000 now. And talking about what's happening here in Korea, the total confirmed cases spiked to 602. That's the latest number that I have.
Yeah.
And now the country has raised the virus alert to its highest level. Despite stepping up quarantine efforts, health authorities, they added 3 deaths and 169 additional cases to the daily tally. And now people are very, very fearful of a contagion across the country. And as a matter of fact, I'm sure we've all heard in the news that they have delayed the start of the school year by 1 week. It was set for next month.
It's the first time that a nationwide postponement of the start of the term has ever been announced.
First time ever, right?
First time ever.
Yeah.
그렇습니다. 우리나라 상황을 업데이트 드리자면은요. 확진자 수는 602명, 사망자는 6명으로 늘어났고요. 위기 경보 단계가 경계에서 심각으로 최고 수준으로 격상이 됐습니다. 이로써 전국의 유치원과 초등학교, 중학교, 고등학교 개학일이 3월 2일에서 3월 9일로 일주일간 연기가 된 상황입니다. 이렇게 전국적으로 학교의 개학이 연기가 된 것은 처음입니다. Okay, let's go over our next headline.
Headline number 2 this morning. Russia has denied allegations by the United States that it is spreading disinformation about the new coronavirus outbreak on social media.
러시아가 소셜미디어를 통해 고의로 코로나19 관련 허위 정보를 유포하고 있다는 미국의 주장이 제기된 가운데 러시아는 즉각 반박하고 나섰습니다.
U.S. officials have said that Russian-linked accounts were making unfounded claims that America started the outbreak. Thousands of profiles on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, they were spreading the theory, according to the officials. Russia did respond to the allegations on Saturday. The Foreign Ministry dismissed them as fake. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova told Russia's TASS news agency that this is a deliberately false story.
러시아에서는 미국의 주장이 가짜다, 조작됐다, 의도적이다 이렇게 얘기를 하고 있는데요. 미국의 주장이 뭔지 살펴보겠습니다. What is the U.S. blaming Russia of doing?
Well, they're saying that they're spreading these false rumors. And one of the rumors, or one of the conspiracy theories that was circulating online in several different languages, as a matter of fact, alleges that the virus is an attempt to wage economic war on China. A response, though, from Philip Rieker. Philip Rieker is the acting assistant secretary of state for Europe and Eurasia, speaking to the AFP, said, by spreading disinformation about coronavirus, Russia is once again choosing to threaten public safety by distracting from the global health response. The Post as well also accused Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates of involvement in the outbreak as well. So the conspiracy theories are many and wide.
Yeah, indeed. Lots of bigwigs mentioned this. The CIA is being blamed, according to one of these conspiracy theories from Russia, of creating some sort of biological weapon to destroy or at least attack the Chinese. That's the theory going around. And Washington has said that is unfounded, that is fake. And Russia says towards that, America is lying.
Yeah, so asking about what the U.S. is blaming Russia for, they said that the disinformation campaign was identified by U.S. monitors in mid-January. That was shortly after the third death from the coronavirus, after it was announced. And they say, in this case, we were able to see their full disinformation ecosystem in effect, including state TV, proxy websites, and thousands of false social media personas, all pushing the same themes. That's according to Leah Gabrielle, who is the head of the State Department's Global Engagement Center.
네, 그렇습니다. 앞서 러시아에서 나오고 있는 음모론 중에 하나가 어떤 내용이냐면요. 미국의 중앙정보국 CIA가 생물 무기로 만든 것이 바로 이 코로나19다. 반중 메시지를 전파하려는 어떤 미국의 주도적인 노력이다. 이런 얘기가 나오고 있다고 합니다. 물론 음모론이기는 합니다만 미국 측에서는 러시아에서 나오고 있는 이런 소문들 말도 안 된다라고 했고요. 러시아에서는 이런 소문을 만든 적이 없다라고 얘기를 하고 있습니다. 서로 반박을 하고 있어요.
And one of their main TV networks, it's called Channel One. They've launched a regular slot devoted to coronavirus conspiracy theories on its main evening news program. They've also been featured heavily, conspiracy theories, I mean, on Channel One's main political talk show. And they have suggested that various Western actors, and by actors I don't mean Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
Right.
We're talking about pharmaceutical companies, the United States or its agencies are somehow involved in helping to create and spread the virus, or at least in spreading panic about it.
네, 그렇습니다. 코로나19 문제만 해도 지금 굉장히 세상이 복잡한데요. 음모론까지 나오고 있어서 미국과 러시아 간에 이런 논박이 오고 가고 있는 모습입니다. 다음 헤드라인으로 넘어가 볼게요. Let's stay in America for our third headline.
U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders has won the Nevada caucus, giving him momentum in his bid for the Democratic presidential nomination.
버니 산더스 상원 의원이 미국 민주당의 대선 후보 3차 경선인 네바다 주 코커스에서 압승했습니다.
Yeah, so I've just got the numbers up in front of me on CNN's website right now. Bernie Sanders absolutely crushed it in Nevada. That's an expression, crushed it means he did very, very well. He won by a lot. 46.6% of the vote. Coming in second was Joe Biden at 19.2%. Pete Buttigieg at 15.4%. So in terms of pledged delegates, that means Bernie Sanders added 13 to his total. Biden added 2 and Buttigieg added 1. This, they say, is helping Bernie Sanders cement his status as the front runner, as the favorite for the Democratic presidential nomination. And as I mentioned, Joe Biden came in second place, but people are starting to speculate, can Bernie Sanders be stopped now?
네, 그렇습니다. 버니 샌더스의 지금 입지가 굳어지고 있다. 압승을 함으로 인해서 이제 독주 체제로 재편되는 그런 모습인데요. 여기서 시멘트라는 동사를 썼습니다. 시멘트 우리가 알고 있는 바닥에 있는 그것을 동사로 쓰게 되면은 어떤 입장 아니면 위치를 굳건히 하다 이런 뜻이 되겠습니다. So it's no longer a battle between Sanders and Buttigieg. Right now it's Buttigieg, not Buttigieg, sorry, Sanders and Biden.
It seems like that, at least according to Nevada. We'll see what happens in the next caucus coming up. But Sanders, of course, was very excited about this. He was speaking to a very excited crowd in San Antonio, Texas. And he promised to lead a multi-generational, multiracial movement that would oust President Donald Trump from the White House. He said, we're bringing people together around an agenda that works for the working people of this country, not the 1%. So he's happy about it. Biden was satisfied too. You know, he said he said that, you know, we're making a comeback now. He said, y'all did it for me. That was his quote. He was speaking to a crowd as well, and someone yelled out, "You're the comeback kid." He said, we're alive and we're coming back and we're going to win. So it seems like Joe Biden was satisfied with the Nevada result as well.
And President Trump congratulated Sanders as well in a tweet.
He did, yeah. He commented on the results. He said, congratulations, Bernie, and don't let them take it away from you.
All right.
Nice words from the president to Bernie Sanders.
Indeed. Let's go over our next headline.
A violent police strike in northeastern Brazilian state of Ceará has resulted in several casualties.
브라질 북동부 세아라주에서 경찰의 파업을 틈타 강력 사건이 잇따르면서 대규모 인명 피해가 발생하고 있습니다.
So the strike by military police demanding higher salaries in the state of Ceará, and this led to a senator being shot. It's a serious headache for President Jair Bolsonaro, who is a staunch supporter of police forces and has pledged to curb violent crime. In Ceará, speaking of violent crime, it has risen sharply during the police strike. At least 88 people killed over 3 days, according to online news site G1, and they were citing state officials. Bolsonaro, as a response, has sent hundreds of National Guard forces and 2,500 soldiers to maintain order.
네, 그렇습니다. 이 세아라라는 지역에서 경찰이 파업을 하는 틈을 타서요. 강력 사건이 계속 이어지고 있는데 최소한 122명이 살해된 것으로 지금까지 파악이 됐다고 합니다. 나흘간 하루 평균 30명 정도가 살해됐다는 뜻인데요. 그 전과 비교를 하자면은 한 5배 이상 늘어난 수치라고 합니다. This situation is, of course, very dangerous.
It is.
Over there.
And this is around the time of the Carnival celebrations as well. And they say that around this time, you know, police strikes have happened before, that they do this around this time to put pressure on the government, because this is a time where you get massive tourism spikes in the country too, right? But yeah, they've canceled Carnival celebrations in several of the state's small cities. They were expecting 40,000 travelers or partiers in a day in one area, but the mayor of Paracuru, that's where I'm talking about, they said they are no longer able to ensure security in his city streets. So that's just one example of where they've shut it down.
네, 그렇습니다. 세아라는요, 브라질 안에서도 평소에 치안이 좀 불안한 지역으로 꼽힌다고 합니다. 작년 같은 경우 강력 사건 사망자가 무려 1,300여 명에 달했다고 합니다. Well, those are our headlines this morning. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz now.
Quiz question this morning. The original Leaning Tower of Pisa is located in blank. Is it number 1, Italy, number 2, Nigeria, or number 3, Fiji?
네, 피사의 사탑 어디에 있는 것인지 골라주시면 되겠습니다. 정답은요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원의 샵 1045로 보내주셔도 되고요. 반디 게시판 무료로 이용할 수 있습니다. 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 아침 수프 세트 보내드리겠습니다. We'll have more interesting stories in our news focus, as well as a look at your messages after a song break. 오늘의 첫 곡, Carpenters가 부릅니다. Rainy Days and Mondays. You're listening to Morning Special. It's a Monday, and we have lots of messages already. Thank you, everyone. 김태남 님이요. What a pleasant bit of news. Our opening, I think you're referring to there. 저는 스코키, 일리노이에 살았었는데요. 리닝 타워에 있는 YMCA에서 수영을 배웠습니다. 벌써 40년 전이네요. 지금은 40년 넘는 미국 생활 정리하고 전주에 살고 있습니다. 모스 광팬이고요. Way to go, 모스. 이렇게 보내주셨습니다.
What was that in the opening about Chicago and the tower, one of the towers in Chicago you were saying?
Yes.
And singing Arirang?
That's right. There's a leaning tower called the Leaning Tower of Niles. This was modeled after the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they've decided to play music with the bell in the tower, and one of the songs that they've picked to play is 아리랑.
Oh, cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Was there any particular reason for that?
I didn't get that in what I read.
Just one of the chosen songs. So that's nice, isn't
but
it?
I'm imagining the influence of Koreans in the region and around the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's
absolutely.
Nice to hear.
Yeah, and our listener Kim Tae-nam-nim said, I used to go swimming inside that building when I lived there 40 years ago.
Oh, wow. That's where you learned to swim, huh?
Yeah, inside the Leaning Tower of Niles.
Oh, cool.
Thank you for that, Kim Tae-nam-nim. Now, regarding the weekend, I also asked everyone how their weekend went. 5430님이 사진 보내주셨습니다. 집에서 집콕을 하셨네요. 안녕하세요. 워킹맘은 지금 주말 돌이켜보며 알찬 주말을 보냈구나 스스로 칭찬하며 출근 중입니다. 4살, 6살, 2딸 엄마는 주말 내내 방콕하며 시간 때우기에 김밥 만들기, 거품 물놀이, 한글 공부 등 지금 이 시기를 가족과 함께 더 시간 갖는 긍정적인 시간으로 생각하면 좋을 듯요.
I just look at that picture, right?
Yeah.
So on Boyne Radio, we're looking at the kids in the bath and then the dinner and then the playtime and the painting time. You know what I'm seeing there?
What?
How much work mom did.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything is work there, right?
Absolutely.
You know it,
Fun
right?
for the kids, labor for mom.
You know it way better than I do, obviously. But that's what I'm seeing there.
Yeah,
Great job.
spot on. 우리 국민 모두 특히 워킹맘들 힘내길 바래요라고 5430님이 보내주셨는데요. 네, 정말 주말에 특히나 집콕하신 분들 정말 많으실 겁니다. 지금 분위기가 이렇기 때문에 모두 화이팅 하길 바라겠습니다.
I went to visit my friend's child, my friend and his wife and his child in Tokyo many years ago. And his son was about 1.5 years old, maybe a little older than that, when I went to visit. And the first day I was there, I was playing with him, and I had so much fun, right? But then the second day, it was a repeat of the first day, right?
Yeah.
Just non-stop energy, right?
Yeah.
And my friend is laying on the sofa watching TV, and I'm trying to control the child, and he said, "I am so happy you are here."
Exactly.
I said, "Happy to be of assistance." I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's like a workout."
Exactly.
Right?
But it's amazing because kids will repeat things 100, 200, 300 times, and that's how they learn.
I know.
And they say you're supposed to approach language the way a kid approaches everything in life, which is repeat it hundreds and hundreds of times.
Oh, I couldn't believe it, though. I mean, you can't turn around because an 18-month-old, they just want to grab stuff off the table.
Yeah.
They're wires with televisions and stuff. You got to be really careful about
Right.
that. Just want to grab and pull everything, right?
I think by that stage, you've passed the phase where you put everything in your mouth, because kids do that too when they're a little bit younger. They'll just put everything in their mouth.
I wonder why that instinct is.
Well, apparently there is some sort of biological reason behind it, because that's the only way they can feel or sense things, as opposed to, they can't communicate or anything. And the only way they'll know what anything is they put it in their mouth.
That's
like,
interesting.
Try and chew on it or something, like, bleh, and then they spit it out or whatever.
So, is this food or is this not food?
Exactly.
I'm going to find out.
Yeah. Terrible time for the parents, though.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, definitely hang in there, everyone. Especially if you're a parent of a young child. 7072님이요. 주말 내내 아이들과 집콕했습니다. 덕분에 요리 솜씨가 늘었어요. I stayed indoors all weekend, and guess what? I think my cooking skills have improved.
Hey.
There's a silver lining. 네, 그렇습니다. 긍정적으로 생각하시는 우리 모스 청취자분들 멋지십니다.
I was thinking about taking one of those master classes.
Oh yeah, the cordon bleu classes.
Something online. Just watch, some chef teach me how to, because I love cooking,
I
right?
love watching those videos.
Oh,
of Jamie Oliver. No, is it Jamie Oliver?
Jamie Oliver.
Yeah.
He's the British one.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yes.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
though I can't cook like any of them, but it's fascinating to watch. It's like magic.
I
isn't
like
it?
watching Roy Choi.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Roy, he's a Korean-American chef. David Chang is another Korean-American chef that I like. David Chang is really interesting. He moved to Japan to learn about noodles, and then he went back to the States and he opened up a noodle shop there, and he has various restaurants now, I believe. Yeah.
Well, great ways to stay positive in this day and age where we have to, well, not the day and age, but right now, anyhow, where we have to stay indoors quite a lot. why not improve your cooking skills?
I learned one cooking tip yesterday, as a matter of fact, watching a Roy Choi cooking show. He was on with Wolfgang Puck. You know Wolfgang Puck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Wolfgang Puck and Jon Favreau, you know, the director.
Yes.
And Roy Choi. And this is something that I did not know. If you're cooking with butter in a frying pan, you have to be very careful because the butter will burn very easily, right? And very quickly. But if you put a little oil in the pan first and then put the butter in, it won't burn as quickly. And I felt like, you know,
Eureka!
like mind blown. I did not know that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll be using that tip sometime soon.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I watched over the weekend? Baseball for Dummies.
You watched baseball? What's baseball for dummies?
So I looked it up.
Yeah.
So for people who are beginners like myself.
yeah.
So it was like a 5-minute summary of what baseball is all about.
Go on then. What did you learn?
But I realized it's very similar to a game called Rounders in England. Are you familiar with this?
I've never heard of it.
It's very similar. You hit a ball and you have to run around and return home. That gives you points.
You just perfectly described baseball.
Yes. So I thought, wow, I know what baseball is all this time. I thought it was a very difficult game.
Why the sudden interest in baseball?
Because we sometimes mention it.
Yeah.
And I like to be on top of things, but I am not really with baseball.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to watch a video that teaches people like myself a dummy when it comes to baseball.
And you just gave me the expression of the day.
Did you?
I like to be on top of things.
All right.
We'll come back to that one a little later.
Fantastic. We also have a birthday message. 조현경 님이요. Good morning. 오늘도 서울역으로 출근하는 영무원입니다. 오늘도 모두 건강한 하루 되십시오. 물도 많이 드시고요. 손도 자주 씻으시고 많이 웃으십시오. 스스로의 건강이 늘어나면 우리 사회도 더 건강해질 거예요. 라고 보내주셨습니다. 오늘 이분 버스데이 맞나요? 네, 여기 이렇게 버스데이라고 써 있어서 제가 그렇게 일단 네, 밑에 있군요. 일단 조현경님은 오늘 화이팅 외쳐보도록 하겠습니다. 영무원분들 모두 감사드립니다. 이분이 생신이군요. 생일 0578님. 사랑하는 딸 나림이가 오늘 생일입니다. 축하해주세요. 앞으로의 모습이 점점 기대되는 나림아 사랑하고 늘 응원할게 사랑해 하셨습니다. It's Narim's birthday today. You know what that means?
Okay, read the message one more time. Slowly, please.
Okay. 사랑하는 딸 나림이가 오늘 생일이에요. 축하해주세요. 앞으로의 모습이 점점 기대되는 나림아 사랑하고 늘 응원할게. 사랑해 나림아. Perfect. Perfect timing.
Nice timing.
Yeah, wow.
Wow, it's like you and it's almost like we work together every day.
Yeah. wow. 자, 마치 짠 것처럼 타이밍 딱 맞춰서 노래까지 배경음악으로 들려드렸습니다. 축하드립니다. Keep sending in those answers and questions, suggestions, messages and greetings. We have 5 morning soup sets to give out during the first hour. Now let's get to our news-focused stories. 자, 첫 번째입니다. 중국에서 코로나19 확산이 지속하면서 사람들의 일상생활에서 온라인이 차지하는 비중이 늘고 있다는 홍콩 South China Morning Post의 보도가 나왔는데요. Let's listen to the story.
The coronavirus outbreak has turned China into a large testing ground to show the capabilities of its tech sector. China's State Council gave its backing to the launch of a coronavirus app that tells people whether they have been in proximity to anyone reported to be infected. The app draws on public transport records, including trains and flights. In a similar vein, China is assigning citizens QR codes that will indicate whether they are at risk of contracting the coronavirus and need to self-quarantine. Those with a green code can travel freely, while those with a red must undergo a 14-day quarantine, and those with a yellow code need 7 days of quarantine.
All right, so it's similar here as well. A lot of people are relying on the internet to do everything.
Yeah, they are. And China is making use of its tech to help try to control things. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So you can get an app now, and it tells you whether you've been close in a geographical sense to anyone reported to be infected because the app, it looks at public transport records and trains and flights, places where you have your name registered, right? So that's one thing. And then the QR code will let you know whether you should be staying home and staying away from other people. So it's an interesting use of tech. Talking about the coronavirus and China's attempt to stop the spread of it.
Right. What does it mean to turn China into a testing ground?
Okay, so if A turns into B, it means that A changes into B. And I think that the easiest example, or at least the first example that I thought of, was a caterpillar.
Oh, yeah.
Because a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. A changes into B. A turns into B. A caterpillar turns into a butterfly.
그렇죠. turn into 그러면은 뭐뭐로 변하다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 여기서는 이제 testing ground라는 것은 어떤 뭐 시험대라는 뜻이 있기 때문에 이 IT 분야의 어떤 시험대 같은 그런 뭐 나라가 됐다, 중국이. 지금은 이제 온라인상으로 모든 것을 의존해야 되기 때문에 이런 표현을 쓴 것 같습니다.
I'll give you a couple of other examples. Maybe you're having a conversation with your partner, okay? Starts out as a conversation. Both people are calm. And then suddenly it changes into a fight. And now you're in an argument. So you can say, we started out just talking, but it turned into a fight.
turn into 뭔가가 변하다라는 건데 여기서는 turn China into라고 했으니까 China가 이렇게 변했다 이런 뜻이 되겠습니다.
And one last example, you could say, oh, I met my friend at a coffee shop and then her friend showed up and then 3 more of my friends showed up and all of a sudden it turned into a party.
이게 한두 명 모이다 보니까 갑자기 의도치 않게 파티가 돼 버렸어. 이렇게 할 때도 turn into를 쓸 수 있습니다.
That's right.
Okay, let's get right to our second news focus story. 자, 그러면 두 번째 뉴스 포커스 보겠습니다. 폭로 전문 사이트 위키릭스 설립자 줄리안 어산지가 영국에서 진행되는 미국 송환 심리를 앞두고 프랑스 망명 신청을 준비하는 것으로 알려졌는데요. Let's listen to the story.
Julian Assange's European defense team said it will try to seek asylum in France for the WikiLeaks founder. And one of the members said Assange's case placed at stake the fate and the status of all journalists. Baltazar Garzon, the Spanish coordinator of Assange's team, reiterated his client's plan to claim that the Trump administration offered him a pardon in exchange for saying Russia was not involved in leaking Democratic National Committee emails during the 2016 U.S. election campaign. Garzon insisted that Assange was pressured by the Trump administration, but resisted, and the order was given to demand the extradition of Julian Assange.
So Assange has children in France, and France also helped to create WikiLeaks.
That's right, and those are the reasons that they have not used France, but they are asking France for asylum, and it is a big ask. But the claim here is that, you know, as it says in the article, is that the Trump administration offered him a pardon if he would say something specific. And he said, well, his response was, no, I'm not going to say that. And then right after that, the claim is that's when the order was given for his extradition.
I see. Something is at stake here.
Yes, that's right. Well, that's what one of Julian Assange's lawyers claims, is that there is a lot at stake here. And in fact, what is at stake is the fate and the status of all journalists.
Right.
Now, stake, in this context, we are not talking about sogogi, right? This is S-T-A-K-E. And when something is at stake, it means you are at risk of losing it, but it's also available to gain as well. Right. That's confusing. So let me give you an example. If Korea is playing in the finals of the World Cup, there is a lot at stake. There is a lot to be gained, and there is a lot to be lost. For example, if they gain, well, international, or if they win, international glory. And maybe some, I'm not sure how it works, but maybe the military exemption for the players on the team, something like that. Those are the things that you can gain.
Yeah.
If you lose, well, it's obvious what you lose, right, if you don't win. So you'll hear announcers in sports say there is a lot at stake in this match.
네, 그렇습니다. at stake와 함께 뭐가 달려있는지가 나올 경우에는 뭐 이러이러한 것들이 달려있다라는 뜻이 될 테지만 그냥 단독으로 썼을 때는 성패가 달려있다 이런 뜻이 되겠습니다. 여기서는 뒤에 이게 fate라는 단어가 나왔기 때문에 운명이 달려있다라는 뜻으로 해석하시면 되겠습니다. Reiterate means...
Yeah, so another one of Julian Assange's team reiterated his client's plan. So, to reiterate is a very fancy way of saying to say again. So you can use this in your business speech. If you say, in the beginning of your speech, if you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then at the end of the speech, if you want to repeat that information, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you can say, and please allow me to reiterate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a fancy way to say, I'll say it again.
맞아요. 다시 말한다라는 좀 고급스러운 표현인데요. Reiterate. We've been reiterating the preventative measures for the COVID virus again and again, and there's no harm in reiterating that.
You're absolutely right.
I would have to say. Yes, indeed. So those were our first two news-focused stories. If you'd like to get a review of our news-focused stories, you can do that over the weekend because we do have a review segment on Saturday. Okay, what is the quiz one more time, Steve?
The original Leaning Tower of Pisa is located in blank. Is it number 1, Italy, number 2, Nigeria, or number 3, Fiji?
네, 계속해서 정답 보내주세요. 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 아침 숲 세트 보내드리겠습니다. 자, 이번에는 라세 린드의 Hush 이 곡 듣고 와서 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 네, 세 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 최근 영국 왕실에서 독립한 해리 왕자와 메건 마클 왕자비가 왕실을 뜻하는 royal이라는 명칭을 사용하지 않기로 했는데요. Let's listen to the story.
Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan will no longer use their Sussex Royal brand, and the couple won't use the title for their brands in any way, shape, or form post-spring 2020. While the Duke and Duchess are focused on plans to establish a new nonprofit organization, given the specific UK government rules surrounding use of the word royal, it has been therefore agreed that their nonprofit organization will not be named Sussex Royal Foundation. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will also stop using their HRH titles, His Royal Highness, Her Royal Highness, as they are no longer working members of the royal family.
It was through the Sussex Royal website that Harry and Meghan announced that they'll be stepping back from their royal duties. And then they said, we will use this platform to make our positions known. We won't be going through any sort of media outlet. And now I guess they won't be able to use this. They could maybe use a new name like harryandmeghan.com.
Right. Yeah, harryandmeghan.com, sure. Like Kim and Kanye, right? But it doesn't, they're not particularly happy about this, correct?
No, I don't think they are. In fact, according to one article I read in The Guardian, they say that the UK, or at least the monarchy, has no jurisdiction over the use of the word royal outside of the UK, and therefore they're saying they would still like to use it.
Yeah, but from the royal family's point of view, if you are working members of the royal family, then yes, of course, go ahead. But you want it out. So you can't have your cake and eat it too, as they say, right?
Exactly.
You want it out. You can't use the word royal anymore because you're not working members of the royal family. I can understand that argument too.
Yeah, they've already been stripped of their HRH titles, which is what you give to the royals, His Royal Highness, Her Royal Highness. They don't use that, but they are still the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's very divisive. Some people feel sorry for them, and other people say, no, you're being greedy and selfish. You had an amazing life. What are you complaining about?
But Queen Elizabeth, I think she was very wise because she said, I'll give you a year. During this year, do what you want. Although now she's saying, don't use the royal title. But anyhow, she's saying, do what you want. And a year later, we'll review the whole situation. If you want to come back then, you are free to do so.
That's very fair.
It's very nice, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so they said, though, that they will not use the title Sussex Royal for their brands in any way, shape, or form post-spring 2020. So this is an interesting expression.
Yeah.
Way, shape, or form. It sounds very complicated, but the meaning is very simple. It simply means at all. So when they say they won't be using the title Sussex Royal in any way, shape, or form after spring 2020, it means at all. They won't be using the brand name at all after spring 2020.
어떤 형태로든 이라는 뜻의 in any way, shape or form이 쓰였습니다. 이 royal이라는 타이틀은 어떤 형태로든 봄부터 사용하지 않기로 했다 이런 뜻이 되겠습니다.
Yeah, these it's often used in negative sentences, right?
Yeah.
I am not blah, 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 in any way, shape, or form. One sentence example: if your child is screaming in public, then you may say this behavior is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form, meaning not at all, zero.
절대로라는 뜻으로도 쓰이는군요. 네. 자, 그렇게 해서 뉴스 포커스와 표현까지 다 살펴봤습니다. Now it's time to announce the answer to the quiz.
The question, the original Leaning Tower of Pisa is located in blank. Number 1, Italy. Number 2, Nigeria. Number 3, Fiji. The answer, number 1, Italy.
네, 1번 이탈리아 골라주신 조현경님, 배재성님, 김동현님, 2332님, 그리고 2508님 아침 숲 세트 보내드리겠습니다.
I've never seen it, have you?
Only in, pictures.
Yeah, same here. Hope it doesn't fall over someday.
No, I don't think it will. All right. What is your expression of the day, Steve?
It was your expression of the day,
What did
actually.
I say again?
You said, I like to be on top of things.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, so you were talking about you took this baseball for dummies class.
Yes, I did.
On the internet. And I said, why did you do that? And you said, I like to be on top of things. So what it means to be on top of things, it's an expression that means I like to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I like to know what's happening. So if you are at the office, of course, if you are a manager, then you have to be on top of things.
Right.
And that means you have to know what's going on. You have to know what's happening with your employees at the office.
그렇죠. Be on top of things 하면은 여기서는 뭔가를 잘 파악하다라는 뜻으로 보시면 되겠습니다. 제가 좀 부끄럽지만 야구에 대해서 많이 몰라서 주말 동안에 집에 어차피 있는 거 그 초보를 위한 야구 영상을 좀 찾아서 야구가 이런 거구나 이론적으로 이제 알게 됐습니다. 다음에는 경기장에 한번 가봐야겠어요.
Yeah, oh, that'll be fun. Get some chicken.
네. All right, thank you, Steve.
Thank you as always for having me. Have a wonderful Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, bye-bye. 네, coming up in hour 2, we have, of course, Say What and Paul Matthews with books. Taking us there now is the B-52s' Love Shack.